So you want to know how to get quality leads on Facebook? Well, today I'm going to share with you 2 powerful strategies that every single real estate agent should implement into their social media plan right now. Hi guys, I'm Amber Joy with Influential Agent, and my mission is to give you guys some bite-sized information to help make you even more influential in your real estate market, as well as growing your business to new heights. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell so you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. Okay, so let's dive right in, shall we? So while there are a lot of ways to get leads on Facebook, there are 2 that are absolutely a must for every real estate agent in their social media business plan. So we're gonna start with those 2. Number 1 would be Facebook lists. Facebook Lists is just a behind-the-scenes tool that we can use to organize our contacts on Facebook. Now, why is this so important? Well, Facebook's own analytics shows that most consumers open the Facebook app anywhere between 8 to 14 times a day. That's a lot. So if your sphere of influence is just hanging out there anyway, then you might as well find a strategy to help you communicate with them where they're already hanging out. And that's why Facebook Lists is so important. So one of the things, you guys, that I really love about Facebook Lists is it's really a way to take Facebook from being what can be a time waster. I know when I get on there, it's really easy to get sucked into all the posts, so much good stuff. But really what we want to do is use Facebook Lists to be strategic in how we communicate with our friends, family, and overall our sphere of influence. And if we use the Facebook Lists feature, we can take Facebook from being a time waster to really being a strategic relationship building tool in just 20 to 30 minutes a day. So I'm curious, in the comments, let me know, do you see Facebook as a time waster or a lead generator? So it is a fact that you're going to get more referrals from your personal Facebook page than you ever will your business page. And while we're not allowed to be doing business all day on our personal page, we know that referrals come from relationship building. So this is why the Facebook list can be such a powerful tool. One important fact is that we don't have the right to ask for referrals from our sphere of influence if we have no relationship with them. And one of the easiest ways to build relationships is in the place they're all hanging out anyway, which is Facebook. But Facebook Lists allows us to do it in a more time-effective manner. So what I'm gonna do is take you to my computer and show you exactly how I use Facebook Lists to organize my contacts to where I can really see what's going on in their lives, comment and ask a question to interact with them every 2 weeks. So if I was to go to my desktop and go to Facebook and try to scroll through the news feed to find where is my sphere of influence out of my thousands and thousands of friends, because not everybody that I'm friends with on Facebook is actually sphere. Some of them are other realtors, people who may not be actual sphere of influence, and especially ads that I'm scrolling through. So it would take me forever to find my sphere of influence by scrolling and finding what's going on in their lives. Whereas if I use Facebook Lists, it makes it so much easier. All I have to do is log in, and over on the left-hand side, underneath Explore, it says Friends List. Now, occasionally they move where this is located, so if you'll notice the domain at the top, this should always get you where you need to go, which is facebook.com/bookmarks/lists. And you can see I've already pre-made 10 Facebook lists, all for my sphere of influence. And each day, instead of scrolling through my busy newsfeed, all I have to do is strategically click on one list a day. And as I click on that list, it's going to give me the people on that list where I can click on them, see what's going on in their lives, comment and ask a question, then go to the next person. This is a way to take Facebook from being a time waster to a strategic lead generation machine. Now, what I've done is, if you look down in the comments, I've put a handout of how you can make Facebook lists for yourself and your sphere of influence. One really important note, you guys, is we are talking about Facebook lists, not Facebook groups. Those are 2 totally different things. And when you add someone to a group, they are notified that they're added to that group. And what's the first thing you do when somebody adds you to a group? Put in the comments below, what do you do when somebody adds you to a group? I know the first thing I do is go, why was I added this to this group? And I might even think about leaving the group. Whereas Facebook lists are just a behind the scenes tool. Your sphere of influence doesn't know they've been put on a list. And so therefore, it's just something for you to look at to organize how you're spending your time on Facebook. Now, keep in mind, you're gonna have to do this from the browser version. Facebook Lists is no longer available on the Facebook app. So if you follow the formula that I showed you about commenting and asking a question, not only does it help you to relationship build because you're actually speaking back and forth with your sphere, having a conversation, and that's what it's all about. On the opposite end though, it's actually doing something really cool on the Facebook algorithm side, because the way that Facebook ranks your post or how people see your posts is based on interaction. So the more that your sphere interacts with you by replying to the question that you just asked in the comments, it's actually helping Facebook to go, oh my gosh, those two people are important to each other. From now on, shove her posts to the top. They like to interact. So it's giving you better visibility. So to me, your relationship building and getting to take advantage of the Facebook algorithm, that's just a win-win. So let me ask you a question. Are you using Facebook Lists? Now let's move on to the number 2 way that you can get leads on Facebook, and that is Facebook ads. How many of you have tried ads before? Tell me in the comments. This is one of those areas that you might be thinking, Amber, I've already tried ads before. It was very expensive and it didn't work. But I'd like to challenge you to think about ads differently. Are you using Facebook ads to cold traffic and to the masses that don't know you? Or are you using Facebook ads with your sphere of influence to be top of mind with the people that already know you? Because the results of one versus the other are going to be drastically different. So when you're doing Facebook ads, we suggest that it be sphere Facebook ads. That's right, you can take out an ad that shows up just in front of your sphere of influence. How cool is that? So the way that you guys can do this is by creating a custom audience. All you would do is upload a CSV file to that custom audience and run the ad to just your sphere of influence. This is going to be a much more cost-effective type of ad, and it's what we call an impression ad. We don't actually need them to respond or leave us their information. We already have that. This is just a tool or billboard for us to be in front of our sphere of influence so that we're top of mind for all their real estate referrals in the same place that they're already hanging out, Facebook. Right inside their newsfeed. And because Facebook owns Instagram, with just one click, you can have that same ad showing up on Instagram's newsfeed, just like you did on Facebook. So let's talk about traditional marketing versus the newer marketing like a Facebook ad. So traditional marketing to me might be you sending out a postcard in the mail, right? Well, when you send a postcard in the mail, it's very expensive. And most of the time it gets stuck in the newspaper or junk mail and instantly gets thrown in the trash. There's no tracking on that mailer. You have no idea who looked at it, who didn't, what's working and what's not working. That to me is just not a win when it comes to spending my marketing dollar. So what we've seen with Facebook ads is that if we take out an ad that is custom to our sphere of influence, we can be top of mind and seen in their newsfeed anywhere between 8 to 15 times a month for the same cost or even less than the one mailer. So to me, it's just kind of a no-brainer. Why would I not want to be advertising in the same spot that my sphere is already hanging out all day anyway for cheaper, for more times? Yeah, I do. I want to be in front of them more often. So what I want you guys to think about too is when you take out a Facebook ad, there's analytics. You can see how many people it's reaching, people can comment, and they can interact with you live. That is something you just can't get from a mailer. And one of the cool things is your sphere of influence will sometimes even share that ad onto their newsfeed, which means you're getting in front of all of their sphere of influence in addition to your own. Now, when can you say that about one of your mailers, that somebody just saves it and then passes it along to someone else? And if they do, maybe it's just one person versus getting in front of hundreds. Okay, comment boom if your mind was just blown by that you can take out an ad just to your sphere of influence. I know as I mastermind with top marketers all over the country, one of the things they will inevitably say to me is how amazed they are that agents are taking out Facebook ads to the masses and yet not taking out ads to the people that already are in their influence circle or their circle of influence. This is a huge opportunity that every agent should be taking advantage of. Now, one important note is that you want to be changing out your ads at least once a month because there's something called ad fatigue. The best way for me to explain ad fatigue is like, have you ever purchased a new car? And when you got that new car, as you were driving around, you started noticing everybody else who had that car. And you're like, dang, did everybody else get this car? Am I a trendsetter? Is there a sale on these cars? And you're noticing how many people have the same exact thing as you. But after quite a few months have passed, you kind of stop noticing. And it's not because the same amount of cars aren't still out there. It's just your mind got trained to ignore them because you've seen them so many times. That is ad fatigue. So what we want to do is create a hero ad where they recognize you as the expert as they're scrolling through their feed. When they see you, they're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna stop because they notice you. But again, if they notice you too many times with the same exact image, they will start to ignore it. So we really recommend redoing that ad once a month. So while there are many different kinds of Facebook ads, the ones that work best with your sphere of influence are what we call hero ads. And hero is all about you. You're the hero. Because what we want to do is really be a pattern interrupt as they're scrolling through their news feed. When they see a hero or a picture they recognize being you, it's going to get them to stop in their tracks. And you are basically training them that you're the real estate expert by that ad. But by having you as the main hero or feature of that ad is what gets them to stop in the newsfeed. Now, this kind of ad does not work with cold audiences and is only recommended for your sphere of influence. So let me know in the comments below, have you ever taken out a Facebook ad to your sphere of influence? Now, one last thing to note before you go implement these two strategies is really go back and look at what do you look like online? What is your digital name badge? So for instance, if somebody's on Facebook and they click on your name, what do they see when they click on your name? So they're gonna see the cover art and everything in your about section. So make sure you have professional cover art that trains them how you want them to think of you. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me say it simply. People remember you how they met you. So for example, it might be Amber, Savannah's mom, Amber from church, Amber from PTA. However they met you is how they most likely remember you. So we want to retrain them with every piece of marketing that we do from now on with the new message, which is Amber, the real estate expert, right? So when they click on your name, you want the first thing to come up is a professional image of the new way you want them to think of you. I can't tell you how many friend requests I get of other realtors after teaching somewhere, which I love, by the way, and I click on their name. I don't know who they are because nowhere in their entire profile does it say that they're a realtor. So make sure that you fill out all the about section and put how they get a hold of you, what you do for a living, etc. Now, I know that that is automatically or usually done on your business page, but on your personal page, you still want people to know how to get a hold of you and what you do. Because most of them are gonna interact with you on your personal page because that's where you're having conversations. And keep in mind, you guys, if they click on your name and you don't have good marketing in your cover art, I'm gonna put it to you this way. If I was a seller or thinking about using you to potentially list my home, if I saw that you had no marketing there, I might be thinking something like, wow, if Amber can't market herself well, how the heck is she gonna market my house well? That's right, you guys. Everything you're doing is leaving an impression. So ask yourself, when somebody clicks on my Facebook profile, what impression am I leaving? And am I training them to think of me in the way that I want them to? So did you guys learn anything today that you're gonna be adding to your social media strategy? Make sure you comment below. And as always, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. I'd also love to hear what kind of videos would you guys like to see in the future. I personally read all the comments and love to hear from you. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.